Guys, welcome to my channel. This video is about someone who is living in Ireland and looking for a flat or house to rent. Let us straight dive in. Before you start looking for accommodation, there are certain things that you need to know. First, how much rent and utility costs can you afford? Second, the standard of accommodation. Third, the property's building energy rating. Fourth, the property's location. Fifth, how long do you intend to stay? Sixth, whether you want to share a bedroom, bathroom, or kitchen. Let us understand how to find a private rented accommodation. The majority of available rooms, flats, apartments, and houses are advertised on accommodation websites. You can search for a specific type of lodging and set up alerts for your specific needs. Other sources include newspaper accommodation sections, advertisements in stores, and college notice boards. Most student unions also keep accommodation lists. You can also find available accommodation through word of mouth or property-to-let signs. Accommodation agencies, also known as letting agencies, are commercial organizations that assist you in finding private rented housing. You should see that you may be charged a fee. Before you register with an agency, you should know: first, is the agency registered? Second, what kinds of services does it provide? Third, in what circumstances can you get a refund if you pay a fee? Fourth, if you decide to register with the agency, be sure to obtain a receipt for any fees you pay. Examining a flat or house. The following viewing checklist may be useful to you while examining a house that you intend to rent. Is there any evidence of moisture? Do the windows open and close? Is there a smoke detector and is it operational? Examine fire evacuation procedures, especially in apartments. Who is responsible for the heating? What time does it run and who controls it? Is hot water available all of the time or only some of the time? Are the stove and refrigerator clean and functional? What is the state of the bathroom? Do you have to share the restroom? And if so, with how many other people? Is there bicycle storage? Is there parking on the property? Before handing over any money, it is recommended that you obtain written confirmation from your letting agent or landlord that a parking space is included with the accommodation. Is there a bus stop or other form of public transportation nearby? Are there any shops or other amenities nearby? Things to do before you agree to rent. Make sure you can pay the rent either with your own money or with help from the government, like the Housing Assistance Payment, Rent Supplement, or the Rental Accommodation Scheme. If you plan to get Rent Supplement or HAP, make sure you know what the highest rent you can pay in your area. Next point that we will discuss is the discrimination when letting residential property. The Equal Status Acts 2000 to 2015 cover renting and living arrangements. Landlords can't treat potential tenants differently because of their gender, marital status, family status, sexual orientation, religion, age, disability, race, or because they are part of the traveler community. You can't be treated differently if you rent because you get a housing assistance payment, rent supplement, or any other social welfare payment. This means that landlords can no longer say that HAP or rent supplement is not accepted when advertising a place to live. Let us now understand what's your rights and obligations. Learn your rights and responsibilities as a tenant as well as those of your landlord. A rent book and safe and sanitary living conditions are two examples of what you can expect from your landlord. It's also their responsibility to file the lease with the Residential Tenancies Board. Don't sign a fixed-term lease just because the landlord insists on it. Make sure you want to be there for the full term. Depending on the terms of your lease, you may lose your security deposit if you move out before the lease's end date. Landlord and tenant laws only apply to tenants who are renting an entire apartment or flat, not just a room in someone's house. Inventory. At the beginning of the lease, make sure you get a detailed inventory of the furniture and appliances provided by the landlord in writing. This inventory should be signed by both you and the landlord to show that you both agree on the condition and quantity of the furnishings. You can rest easy knowing that this will help settle any potential disagreements before, during, or after your stay. The rent book needs to include this list. Take careful note of any signs of wear and tear from prior occupants. Damage to the walls, furniture, or appliances can be documented by taking pictures or making notes. It is recommended to get a written promise from the landlord that any unfinished repairs will be addressed. Paying deposits. When you make the decision to rent from a particular landlord or agent, you may be asked to pay a holding deposit. Before signing a lease and committing to a long-term relationship with the landlord, you will need to pay an initial holding fee. A receipt in writing should be requested whenever a holding deposit is made. In many cases, holding deposits are non-refundable if you decide not to use the room. Before you can move into your new accommodation, you'll need to pay a security deposit. The security deposit is held by the landlord in case the tenant leaves without paying any outstanding rent or bills or causes any damage beyond what would be considered normal wear and tear. No more than 2 months' rent is required to be paid in advance. This includes both the first month's rent and the security deposit. The Residential Tenancies No. 2 Act of 2021 imposes this limitation on all new leases beginning after August 9, 2021. Students living in student-only rentals can avoid this requirement by making a larger initial payment. There are some frequently asked questions and a guidance document available from the RTB to help you understand this law. With the Supplementary Welfare Allowance Scheme, the Department of Social Protection's representative may be able to help those receiving social welfare payments who are unable to pay the deposit. Your local government may assist you with the HAP deposit if you are currently staying in emergency homeless shelter. If you need more information about this, you should get in touch with your city's housing department. If you make a down payment, make sure to get a receipt. A record of your security deposit amount should be kept in your rental file. I hope this video has helped you to get your head around renting in Ireland. Hopefully now you're well equipped to go out and find your dream rental property. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you until next time.